the number one statistic in tennis for the past 10 years or so is that a player needs to win about 55% of the points played to have a winning season, which is actually a lot lower than I personally would have expected. I would have thought you would have needed a 60-70% to have a winning season. Here's a little stats on a professional player. This first one really surprised me. So in 2014, Roger Federer was only at a 54% winning percentage. So compared to what I said above, that's pretty high. But then in 2015, he increased his percentage by 1%, and by doing so, he also increased his earnings by $6 million. It's kind of crazy. If you, going along the lines with a bit of scoring, so an average set scores anywhere from 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, because you need to win the set at 6 games. It's like by winning at 6-3, it's like winning at a 55% as opposed to at 6-0, which would be around a 70%. So for most professionals, to tip their percentages from 47% to 55%, they can do this by increasing their forcing shots against their opponents. Like I said, most people make unforced errors as opposed to forced errors. This was another kind of shocking one. On the men's tour, 75% of points end in unforced errors. That's a very high percentage. If you're thinking about it, like I said, an unforced error is one that you cause yourself. It has nothing to do with your opponent per se. That's really high. And on the women's tour, it's 80% for unforced errors. These are some fun facts. So my aunt, Vicky, actually holds the record for the world's longest tennis point. So that's kind of cool. It's 29 minutes long. So, like, that's a very long time. And the ball went over the net 643 times.
I'm so tired. They call quiz afterwards. I'm just like, weird.
And the next one is kind of interesting as well. So,
wait, who won the point?
my aunt did. Yeah, she's told me before that if she would have lost that point, she might have gone into a depression. So, the world's longest tennis match was played by John Isner and Nicholas Mahut. Did you guys ever hear of this match? Just curious. Okay. So the score was 6-4, 3-6, 6-7. There's a tiebreaker, as you can see, for the set, and a tiebreaker for the fourth set. This is not the tiebreaker, but that's the amount of games they played in the fifth set. So they played at Wimbledon. At the US Open, they let you do tie breaks for each set, but apparently at every other major, for the fifth set, if it goes into that, you have to finish out in games who wins by 2. So they had to do that. The match lasted a total of 11 hours and 5 minutes.
Was this 11 contiguous hours or like?
No, it was broken up because it started one day, it got too dark, they had to continue it another day, so it was over multiple days. Yeah, it was a ridiculously long match, ridiculously long points. So those are some fun facts. We're going to get a little more into the athlete mindset, and a big part of tennis is head games. Grunting. I know this is a popular subject for tennis players.
Like Serena was like,
yeah, just like that. So, grunting, there's actually been a little bit more science studies behind this, and when I was looking up, grunting is not only used to be as a distractor or an annoying thing to get against your opponent, but it actually physically allows you, if you grunt as you're hitting the ball, relaxes your muscles and you're able to hit through the ball a little bit more effortlessly. Cheating.
Wait, so a little on that, do you know what like physiologically happens when you grunt?
The articles do not get in that.
I guess you're breathing.
I'm sure I can find them for you if you want me to, Charlie, and I'll send it over to you.
I'm just curious because like, do any of you know Shamoon?
Shamoon? No.
He's like this kid who's like pretty jacked, and he goes to Milo Center, and
oh, I know him, yeah.
the other day he was just like, he was hitting a deadlift PR, and he prayed beforehand, so that's one thing. So he like went down to the bar, like did a couple prays, and then went up and just like as soon as he touched the bar, just like started screaming the entire time.
It like literally, I think screaming, grunting, things like that both help with like adrenaline and like I said, really the tension in your muscles.
And he made the record. So
there you go.
Yeah, he also took 5 pre-workouts before.
Oh,
so,
that might have helped too.
So yeah.
But another
interesting guy.
Another main head game, so in professional tennis, you do
like
have
465.
umpires, but in non-professional tennis, in most settings, even in Division I tennis, we don't have umpires or people to help us keep track of score or anything like that. So cheating comes into play. Players often use this as a major tactic. When I was younger, I was often taught, okay, don't cheat at all. As I've gotten older, they've said, if someone cheats you, cheat them right back. I still don't like this tactic. I'm pretty bad at doing that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Players pump themselves up. They scream, they yell, pump their fists. That's a major head game for not only yourself, but also against your opponent. Being in a team setting obviously helps. They'll either cheer for you or against your opponent. As Max learned when he went to one of my matches, there was a lot more screaming and yelling than you expected, right?
Kind of annoying.
It's kind of annoying, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And so imagine being on the court and hearing
I
that.
feel like I'd be the quiet one. People would just stop yelling.
Body posture and image. If your opponent sees that you're getting pissed off at yourself, this is a big confidence boost, not only for yourself, and then also it affects your opponent as well. This is kind of a quote that I thought fit student athletes in general and the athlete mindset. So my attitude is that if you push me towards a weakness, I'll turn that weakness into a strength. I think this is a big thing that a lot of athletes have. That you show them that they can't do something, they'll say, yes I can. I'll prove to you that I can. So on that, the athlete mindset, these are some different points that I'll be hitting. The points I've had both, I've looked up a little bit with articles and some of it are my personal opinion as well. So a bit obvious one is competitiveness. Athletes tend to be competitive. I really haven't met one athlete that is not competitive. If you have, please tell me. I'd be interested to talk to them. Time management. Throughout both my sport play and others, I know a big factor that's coming into play is you have to be able to figure out how to balance everything. It's a struggle, but it's worth it, personally, I think. Commitment to both your team and yourself and your sport and everything else in your life. Perseverance, teamwork, and discipline. So, on to competitiveness. I think, personally, competitiveness promotes growth and creative thinking. I think it promotes this such that you go on, you have this internal drive to succeed, and if you don't succeed, you look for other avenues and go, okay, I can find it this way, or I won't be able to, then what's another avenue I can take to find it? They don't accept no for an answer. I've learned this the hard way too. I've tried plenty of times to get athletes to do things and say, no, you can't do this. An athlete gets injured, no, they're not injured. They keep playing through the injury or they do things like that. Competitiveness also helps with a major belief in yourself. I know it personally has been a big confidence booster for me in certain aspects, and other times it's been a complete mental wreck for me at times with tennis. Time management, making the most productive use out of your time is what it is. Also, you'll learn how to allocate your time and resources correctly. So say you're in a team environment and because you're good at time management, you know how to allocate those different people in the right positions that they should be and how to get the different resources that they're using and you're using in the most productive manner. It helps you with creating different structure and organization. And also it wards against procrastination. I do not have time to procrastinate. Most student athletes don't. But even beyond that, I think once I get out of college and I've heard from others, because they're so good at their time management, they go, okay, this is when I have the time to procrastinate, this is when I don't have the time to procrastinate. Commitment. I thought this quote kind of perfectly summed it up, so that's why I put it on here instead of some different bullet points. There's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient. When you're committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. Commitment is essentially this in a nutshell. It's not something that you just have an interest in, meaning your sport or the job that you're working on. It's not something you go, okay, I'm going to look at this for a few hours or this one day. No, it's something you dedicate yourself 365 days a year and beyond that. So perseverance, aka you get knocked down, you get back up again. So what it's often known as, and athletes they lose all the time. you have sometimes a higher losing percentage than you do a winning percentage, and because of this, I think it makes a stronger person. You learn how to, when you have these disappointments, how can I work better, get myself more productive, things along those lines. When you get stuck, you find new ways to solve things. I think this can help anywhere from a team environment to a personal environment, and you're not afraid to try different new things. Teamwork, obviously, your ability to work with different types of individuals in stressful situations. Different games, sports, tennis, football, anything. You're in a stressful situation. You have all eyes on you. You have all these different things, different factors leading up to this. And being able to work with that and corral both yourself and others in stressful situations is a big component to have for someone to work in a team environment. You accept others' ideas without judgment. I think, especially with our today in society, with different things, with technology, you often make judgment and rash decisions and things. But being in a team environment, you learn how to work through these different personality differences and things along that without too much judgment. You constructively work through problems and come up with new, different solutions. Discipline, productive use of your time, and a big part of discipline also is every project, workout, game, everything. An athlete does it to the full of their ability, almost sometimes to a fault, to a point where they'll push themselves so hard that their body physically can't withstand it, or their mentality can't physically withstand, or can't withstand it. Your control over what you're working or striving towards. You're able to gain control when you have good discipline with both yourself, your team, your environment that you're in. This is a last slide, and I thought this kind of summed up both athletes and that athlete mindset. Champions keep playing until they get it right. Billie Jean King is a professional tennis player. I mentioned she actually was the reason for the production of like the U.S. Open Stadium. So I thought this quote summarized that champions and athletes, they keep striving and keep doing everything that they can to progressively make themselves a better person. All done. Thank you. Sorry for all the trouble and everything. Any questions? Sounds good. Right.
So for that, the 29-minute thing, I
Yeah.
just can't get over that.